Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Okay, good evening. It is Wednesday, November 30th. It is 6:20, and we will open the meeting. Because we don't have minutes, we'll go right into presentations. Is that okay with everybody? Okay. Our first presenter will be the Binghamton Housing Authority.
We going around and saying our name.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, this is what, no, please have a seat. We're just gonna, no, please have a seat. We're just gonna do attendance. It's, this is what happens when the chair has not taken a long enough nap in the afternoon. Can we start with you, Brandy?
Brandy Brown, District 3.
Ebony Hato, District 4.
Kenya Middleton, Mayor appointee.
Mary Ann Callahan, First District.
Shallow Lachlan, 5th District. 6th District.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. Please go ahead. We will give you around 5 minutes. Our timekeeper will keep track of that, and then we will try to keep our questions to under 10 minutes, okay? Thank you. Is your green light on, sir? Okay. Yeah. And because this room has such great acoustics, you can put it as close to your as possible so we can hear you well.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm John Klenchek. I'm the administrator of the Binghamton Housing Authority, director of Broome County Gang Prevention. So I'm here today to present about our Saratoga and Carlisle after school and summer programs at both the Saratoga and Carlisle sites. So Broome County Gang Prevention is a 501c3 within the Binghamton Housing Authority. Serves as a community resource and part of a coordinated effort with local partners in preventing and reducing youth crime by providing essential services to children of extremely low-income families. Broome County Gang Prevention's mission is to the deterrence of youth violence, crime, and gang activity through opportunities for education and creative opportunities for youth and their families. Broome County Gang Prevention's main function is to provide co-educational youth programs to Binghamton youth ages 6 to 18 years old. Broome County Gang Prevention partners with the Binghamton Housing Authority to provide quality after school and summer programming to some of the Binghamton's most disadvantaged and vulnerable youth. Through the after school and summer program, Broome County Gang Prevention lives its purpose by giving kids healthy alternatives to being on the streets. Broome County Gang Prevention provides co-educational youth programs at both Saratoga and Carlisle community centers for about 50 to 80 children a day between the ages of 6 and 18. Those served are from communities of extremely low income families, and a majority of the people are people of color. Just some pictures here, because I believe pictures show, give you a glimpse into our centers. Our programs provide a safe, structured environment with educational activities to support academic success for all who attend. Youth are required to do their homework each day, and staff work to develop educational skills that focus on reading, math, and science. Both Carlisle and Saratoga centers have 2 complete gymnasiums where youth participate in physical activities like basketball, volleyball, dance, and other healthy activities. Our youth learn skills that require teamwork, develop confidence, self-esteem, and promote social and emotional wellness. Our youth are provided nutritional snacks, drinks, and meals daily that meet the requirements of New York State Department of Health, helping enhance health and wellness through good nutrition. Our program promotes education and exposure to the arts and sciences in our community. Our attending youth do arts and crafts with staff daily. Our youth attend several trips throughout the year that include the opera, museums, the theater, community dance recitals, and a variety of other things like the Ross Park Zoo, the Dix Open, Broome County Fair, Skate Estate, and other local community experiences. Some artwork there. That's the kids at the Broome County Fair. We go every year. That's at the Dick's Open. We go there every year, just about to. One of the biggest successes we have, one of our biggest successes recently has been that we have continued to stay open during the pandemic, with our staff working diligently to keep the environment safe for children and themselves. A big success recently was a grant we received, which we created more of the study spaces in each center, which includes 20 new computers, new printers, and workstations. Our staff are a success. They're instrumental in keeping the children successful in school and learning. Our youth are engaged in learning each day, are provided supervised, structured environment for them to complete their schoolwork and to stay successful in their academics. Our sites remain of the utmost importance for educational success, nutrition, health, and wellness that is essential for social and emotional support and overall wellness of all the youth who attend. That's our new computers and workstations that we just put in this year, study rooms, and we also provide summer school for kids who aren't, if you get a 56 or under at Binghamton City School District for high school kids, they're not given a seat anymore to go to summer school. They got to do it virtually. A lot of the kids who get 56 or under can't do it virtually on their own because they don't have access at home to do stuff like that. So we have a place for them. For the last few years, we've been doing summer school at Saratoga and Carlisle for the kids with the 56 and under who want to attend. Keeping our children who attend engaged in school and learning are one of our challenges. Keeping our children safe is one of our challenges. Keeping our children safe from the amplified challenges they are facing at home and challenges of poverty and high incidences of violence and drug use. We continue to collaborate with the Binghamton City School District, who provides us with data in areas of attendance, grades, and discipline. We also monitor with permission the report cards of all our attendees. We have close ties and receive feedback from families, school staff, administrators, mental health providers, law enforcement, and other community agencies. It's one of our cafeterias up at Saratoga. Kids eat their daily. We serve hot meals, nutritional snacks every day. One of our other computer rooms. We got 4 different computer study rooms now. Some of our kids up at Saratoga Gym. Some of our graduates. That's me in the middle there, happy to see these 2 graduates. I was proud of them. So thank you for your continued support and funding. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have questions?
I have a question. So is your staff the same gang prevention staff that's at the Binghamton High School?
We have two different parts of our program. One of our programs is the working at the city school district. So we have staff at the high school. We have 3 counselors who work at the high school on each floor. And then we have a person at West and a person at East. This staff is different. They run the youth centers. So our staff at the youth centers are different than those in the school, but we all collaborate together.
Can I just ask you a question? So how does the hiring go? Like you said, like your staff, like what? Like, is it people who've been through the program, or how does that work?
Well, most of our staff who work for us come from the community.
Nice.
I pick people who live in the community to give them opportunities to work in the community and build up their own communities.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Is it free?
It's free, completely.
And is it? I just want to know if it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
Okay. And is it for, like, if it's in Saratoga, is it for the children that live in Saratoga or any kids in the surrounding area? Like, how
Kids-
do you pick?
Kids at Saratoga and the surrounding areas could come to our program.
Okay. Nice.
How do you get the kids?
How do we get the kids?
How do they come to you?
Well, we've been doing this a long time. We actually have a waiting list.
Really?
Because we could only allow a certain many kids in the gyms and in our buildings
Oh.
and with our staff. So in each building at Carlisle, each day, each night, like right now, there's kids there. There's probably 30 to 40 to 50 kids in each building daily. Kids have to fill out an application, their parents do. It's a full application, gives us access to their school and their report cards and stuff like that, because we work a lot with education and trying to get the kids to succeed academically.
So your waiting list is because of space issues much?
Space issues, staff
Staffing.
issues and funding, we never have enough money. So
Is it a long list?
it's not that long, but I wish it could be better.
Mhm.
I wish we had more of these programs in our
Yeah.
areas. We got one, Carlisle's on the east side, Saratoga's on the south side. We definitely could use one on the west side.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
First ward.
First
First
ward.
ward,
Yeah, my
definitely.
district is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got the boys club
Boys
over there,
Club,
but
yeah.
they're pretty full too. So,
yeah, exactly. The needs are great.
yeah, needs are great.
Are there any other questions?
Do you provide that too?
No, we don't.
They have
Kids,
to get there themselves.
yeah,
pretty
we have
much.
kids like from Carlisle, they come from Roosevelt, they come from Calvin Coolidge, they come from East Middle School. Kids from Saratoga come from like Ben Franklin,
Right.
the high school. They get off the bus. We're open at 2. We stay open till 7 or 8 every night. In the summer, we open at 10. We stay open to like 4 or 5. Our summer hours change. But it gives the kids somewhere to go after school, somewhere to
Right.
do their homework, mentors to be with, nutritional meals, physical activities, and all the things, all the support we could give them.
Is there any way that you can measure whether or not you've had an effect on existing gangs in the city?
No.
Not really. It's
no.
more of a
That's
preventive
more,
program.
that's more of just a title of someone named the program years ago in 2001. Jerry Mullen, David Tannenhouse, and Kevin Wright started this program in
I see.
2001. And it used to be a street outreach program, and we built it into, now we're in the schools. Now we're running youth centers, and over the last 20 years, we've grown.
So you're much more of a proactive prevention kind of thing.
We're more proactive, working kids, not so much who are in gangs, but trying to keep them out
Out
of,
of gang.
not just gangs, but out of bad stuff. So
Mhm.
they do their homework, they get a good meal, they have a place to go where they're safe, where they could eat, play basketball, be comfortable. Arts, lot of arts and crafts, a lot of arts. That's our big thing, yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
I
We
don't have a
appreciate it.
question. I just have a statement that, y'all might want to rethink the name of the program. It's a little antiquated.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Actually, we do call it youth development. Broome County Youth Development.
Yeah.
But the incorporation name has been gang prevention, the 50C3 game has been, but I changed it to youth development. So if you hear Broome County Youth Development, it's us.
Awesome. Do you have a, I'm sorry, do you have a Facebook page, or how do you guys how do you have your information out? Like
We
say,
don't.
you don't? Okay.
We don't really, we have it like, we're pretty full, pretty packed.
So
Mhm.
say
We
say if,
don't really need to advertise.
so say like if like someone like me, like wanted to help out, like how could I like help out with like your organization? Or like, see, like my daytime job, like we always have like free produce days and things like that. Like I'd love to email you and like give it to, like just things to give to parents or like things like that. Like how could I reach out to you Okay, no.
call me at the Binghamton
I'll give you
Housing
my-
Authority,
I'll give you
John,
my card. too.
John Klenchuk. I definitely will call you back. Well, people come to us because we've been established, so we really never had to advertise or anything like.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The American Civic Association?
Do you have a digital PowerPoint presentation? Okay, no, that's fine. I
No,
just want to
please,
know if I need to
please.
set it up.
Most of our agencies do not. Please don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Start anytime.
Anytime.
So my name is Leila Hernandez, and I'm the Deputy Director at the American Civic Association, standing in place for our grants manager. So the American Civic Association has been serving immigrants and refugees in the Binghamton area since 1939, so 83 years. And our motto is building bridges of understanding across cultures, because in all the work we do, our overreaching goal is to help immigrants and refugees have the resources and opportunities they need to succeed in their new lives in Broome County while still embracing their unique cultural backgrounds. Our immigration program is the largest and most extensive program in our organization, and the services encompassed in this program include the completion of 28 different federal immigration forms to be submitted to the Department of Homeland Security. We also have citizenship preparation classes, legal consultation days, community workshops, legal workshops, document translation, referral to on-site English as second language classes, and career mentorship. The services we offer help immigrants obtain legal status, work authorization, citizenship, and the other attainments to become self-sufficient. That is our largest department at the American Civic Association. But we also have a program called the Refugee Support Services Program. And this program has been able to be very instrumental in serving the Ukrainian community that has been coming from Ukraine, seeking immigration benefit and relief. Our organization is very unique, very much needed, because we are the only immigration organization in the entire Southern Tier, and we serve the 8 counties in the Southern Tier and surrounding areas. We don't turn anyone away, no matter where they live. What also makes us unique is that we do have an immigration attorney. And we also have, the Department of Justice has created a position called DOJ accreditation. And this individual, under vigorous training, is able to provide authorized legal advice to immigrants, which is very unique. And the reason that this position was created in 1958 was, one, to cut down the unauthorization legal practice of the law, and because of a shortage of immigration attorneys. So the American Civic Association is recognized, and they're able to accredit DOJs, which I'm actually training to be a DOJ, which I'm very excited about, because of the immigrants and the people that come through our doors seeking immigration relief and benefit. So I'm training under other DOJs, and I'm also training under an immigration attorney who was on site some days, but he works primarily from the city. So that the immigration is the meat and potatoes of our organizations, the most complex, because immigration is very complex, and the fact that we are able to recognize individuals to give the legal advice is very important, because we can't otherwise give advice. So the fact that we have the ability to do so is extremely important, and we're very, very important for the community, considering the immigration climate and all the the Ukrainians that are coming, the people from Afghanistan. And also we were asked by the International Rescue Committee to host refugee families. We were once a refugee resettlement agency, but we lost that due to the reduced number of refugees coming into the United States. However, now that that number has increased, we are now able to hopefully reinstate that title. So we were approved to receive 20 refugees in the form of maybe 4 to 5 families. So we have been working very hard, very diligently to prepare for those refugees. We don't know exactly how many families there are right now. we have to do 80 hours of training, all staff 40, and then the administration as well as direct providers also have to do another additional 40 hours to make us ready and be able to serve and provide services in the best of our ability to the refugees who are coming. And it's literally from picking them up from the airport and the entire resettlement process, which is new for me, not new to the American Civic, but reviving and revitalizing that agency and that title is very important to us. We're very excited. We have events that are helping the refugees that we have already, and just really geared up and ready for the ones that are coming, to helping displaced clients who come to the American Civic Association with their crisis and their trauma, carrying on their backs. We're doing constant trainings. Right now, I'm taking a course at Villanova University to help increase my skill and knowledge in being an immigrant advocate.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Can
Do
you
I-
explain to us the difference between an immigrant and a refugee?
So an immigrant is an individual who comes here immigrating from a country, and that can be anyone. But a refugee is an individual who comes from, so they're vetted in their country due to a crisis, a war, or something that's going on in their country. And that's a process that is done in their country. So when they actually come here, they have the status of a refugee.
Which
So-
is granted by the UN? UN
Um,
grants refugee status.
Okay, yeah.
I worked in refugee resettlement, so that's
Okay,
why I
yeah,
asked the question.
Excellent,
Yeah.
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 So, and the great thing about the refugees is that when they come here, they already come with status, which allows them to work
Exactly.
in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Whereas an asylee or someone who's coming to seek asylum, this is a process that they have to apply for within 1 year once they reach, come to the United
Mhm.
States. The Ukrainians that are coming, they are under immigration status called humanitarian parole, and even they have to apply for work authorization, the I-765, and that is also a process. But because of funding and our trained staff members, we have maybe 50 Ukrainian clients, and now their work authorizations are coming in one after the next. They're able to work now. We have organizations, companies who are ready to employ our clients. So that is the difference. And it's great for them to come. Well, the Ukrainians, they have to apply for, but refugees, they already come in with that status, ready to work, ready to assimilate, and we're just here to help them do that.
Where are your refugee families coming from?
So we have not received exactly where they were coming from,
Really?
but what they did was they asked us about our staff members. So we chose countries that our staff members would be able to communicate with, and that is Spanish, that is Arabic, that is French, and the Afghan Dari, the Afghan language.
Afghans speak Dari and
the-
Pashto.
Yes, and Pashto. So we do have, they catered it to our staff members
I
so
see.
that we can communicate with them. But they do come with a language line in the case that we get someone, we don't have that language.
Thank
So,
you.
yes, you're welcome.
Do you charge anybody for services?
So we do have a grant from the Office of New Americans, and that allows us to offer some applications for free. So we do have a fee. American Civic Association has a fee, and USCIS most times has a fee.
Definitely.
Yes, and so particularly with the Ukrainians, we have been able to provide them with thousands of dollars of immigration help in submitting their application. Our fee we waive, and then we pay their USCIS fee to Homeland Security, which has been enabled them to get their work authorizations and other immigration relief. Some of them are applying for TPS, which is temporary protected status, I guess, to extend the stay in the United States.
Mhm.
So we've been able to help them with that.
Question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you guys help your participants with housing?
Yes, so it's not something in particular that we do, like it's not a service that we provide, but we do have resources and we do have connections with housing organizations. And so we refer them to them, or we work directly with them in helping the refugees or the immigrant.
And do you, like, if they are they able to apply for like social services?
Yes, and we help them with that as well. And some of our staff members even go with them to like Department of Social Services or housing. We are very boots on the ground individuals. We walk with our clients, we go with them, we speak for them, we speak on their behalf. We're like their big brother. That's how I see it, my big sister. So yes, we help. And the RSSP program, the Refugee Support Services Program, that is particularly for refugees. And as time goes on, more and more immigration relief or immigration statuses is being added to that. So the array of people that we can help is increasing. So with the RSSP program, we help them with professional development, we help them with job search, we help them with housing, we help them with SNAP, TANF, all those programs. And recently we had a Welcome Refugee event last week, and we had 15 organizations there. Some were to employ, some were to, there was DSS, other organizations as direct services, just to let the community and the refugees know and the immigrants know we're here and this is what we do and the services that we provide to help you, your basic living needs, food, clothing, housing, all of that. So yes.
Nice.
Just wondering if you could tell us quickly about your services for, say, people who are already American citizens or born here, and how you help them like process possibly like K-1s or I-130, something like that.
Yes, I can almost do those with my eye closed. So individual who's coming or clients who come in seeking some benefit for either themselves or for a family member. They just come in. And so we do have American Civic Association does have a fee. So we, depending on their, I guess, immigration status or the type of application that it is, we either charge or we don't. So for Office of New Americans, we do not charge the ACA fee because essentially they pay us to provide that service. However, again, as I said before, USCIS, they still have to pay them that fee. So we do process I-130s. We help people adjust their status. We help people naturalize, renew their green cards, apply for their green cards. So we see American citizens every single day trying to receive or obtain a immigration relief or benefit for themselves or for someone else.
Any other questions?
I'm gonna ask. What exactly is your fee, if you don't mind me asking?
So,
Is it a lot of money or is it like something they can handle?
so we charge way less than an ordinary immigration attorney, thousands less. We have various fees. I think our largest fee is the adjustment of status package because it requires so many different applications. The I-130, which is to prove the relationship, an affidavit of support because USCIS or the government wants to make sure that you are able to take care of this person that you're trying to bring in the United States. Then the 485, which is the green card application. So it contains a lot of, so we charge like 1,500, but that is the most that we charge, whereas immigration attorneys charge 6,000 or 7,000 to do that. So our fee is 1,500. That's the most we charge for the application, but that one falls under ONA. So we do not charge for that application.
It's not at one time, right? You go through the process, so you pay this fee and then you wait your turn and then your paperwork comes up and you pay that fee and you move along through the process.
So how it goes is it depends on the individual who has, if they have the money. So ACA, they pay ACA for the ones that does not fall under ONA.
Can you explain what ONA is for everyone?
Yes. So ONA is the Office of New Americans, and this is a funding that the previous mayor had established to help immigrants assimilate into the United States, help them live, and it's just a grant to help them get immigration benefits. So we are an opportunity center, and we are required to educate the community about immigration topics such as public charge or the green light law, which allows undocumented individuals to get a driver's license, even though they do not have documents. Also, in addition to the services that we have, 3 healthcare service providers, UHS, Molina, and Fidelis. They come once a week from 9 to 1 or 1 to 4, providing services or health services to our immigrant population because they do not have to be documented. So that is free. There's no cost for that. So the ONA, they essentially give money to ONA opportunity centers, and we're one of them. So we have to provide community sessions, we have to provide legal workshops, and we have a required amount every year. And we don't have a quota of how many applications that we have to process, but it looks very good we get a lot of individuals coming in to adjust their status and become US citizens. So they pay us to offer the service for free. Now, there's another organization that was a partner, and they're still partners with us, Journeys and Refugee Services, and they have a different funding. It's still under ONA, and our hands wash each other's hands. So what are some requirements that they have, they need our opportunity center. And some of the legal workshops that we have, we can use their attorneys to facilitate those sessions. So they are income eligible. So if they come in, now we do have free legal consult days where anyone can come in, get free legal consultation, but it's up to the attorney if they're going to retain them. And it also depends on their income. So they provide all of their application process and their representation for free because they have a different funding. Ours is just some of them. And it's not income based. So while theirs is income based, ours isn't. Yes.
This blows me away, the 1,500, if they're coming here and they have nothing. Where are they gonna get that money?
So,
I mean, I don't want to go into a deep,
well, it depends. So I guess it depends on the individual and their immigration status. Well, some of the $1,500, no one pays. That's a free service that we have to offer. And we also have a lottery system where we received, of the grant that we get from ONA, $13,000. We choose, it's a lottery system,
Okay.
and we pick out and we give them a percentage of their money back. And there are people who can pay for the services, but when they cannot, we try to facilitate and help them. But the majority of the applications, or the ones that are really the most expensive, there's no fee that we charge. However, USCIS, they have their fee, but there's also an application called it's the 912, the I-912, and that is a fee waiver. So if they can't pay the fee for USCIS, then they apply and and to get that fee. It does make the application process longer. And if they're on certain government services like Medicaid or Medicare or SNAP, they're eligible to receive USCIS fees free, and then from us as well. You're welcome.
Any other question? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You too.
You
Oh, shit. Okay. The Rice Foundation? Oh, there she is. I'll do it after these guys. Or, Deb, do you want to let the record show that you're here?
Hogan Merrill, appointee, present.
It's okay. How are you?
Hello.
Good evening. And first of all, thank you for inviting me to present the After Rice Foundation Beautify the Block initiative.
Is the green light on, and can you bring the
Yes.
light closer?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you for inviting me to present tonight. My name is Amy Rice, and I'm the Executive Director of the Astor D. Rice Foundation. The Astor D. Rice Foundation is a newly established nonprofit organization created by my brother, King Rice, in honor of our father's selfless service and commitment to his community. As an organization, we strive to enhance the lives of individuals and families and to add support into the community in which our underserved neighbors live, work, and play by providing partnerships with community stakeholders, with a special focus on the Center City area, as this is where King and I grew up. And to this day, we have an undying loyalty and love for this neighborhood. Growing up in Center City, many of us grew up well below the poverty level. Nonetheless, we held hope and pride in our community. Over the past several months, I've visited my old neighborhood, and I'm just very disheartened with what I see. All the abandoned buildings, the lots, the debris all over the streets is very disheartening to me. But what's most disheartening to me is the sense of hopelessness that I hear from the residents in that area. I recently talked with a young man and I asked him how he felt about his area. And he quote said, "My neighborhood is horrible, but that's just the way it is. No one cares and it will probably never change." And that's why I'm here today, because we do care and we do want to make change. We just want to help. So with your help, the Astor D. Rice Foundation will host its first tri-annual Beautify the Block initiative. Beautify the Block initiative is a cleanup project focusing on Center City, Asada Shakur Park, and the surrounding neighborhoods, Carroll Street, Susquehanna Street, Fayette Street, and Hawley Street. The events will include vendors and other organizations to provide information and community resources. The 3 proposed dates for our cleanups are Saturday, September 16th, National Cleanup Day, Saturday, April 24th, in preparation for Earth Day, and July 15th, 2024, which would be a great kickoff for summer events in that neighborhood. The objective of the initiative is to reduce litter, raise public awareness of the problems littering presents, take positive action and encourage people to dispose of their trash in a responsible way, assist residents in developing a better appreciation for their environment, develop civic pride in our community, promote community engagement, and ultimately result in long-term positive change. We are requesting $17,520 to support this initiative, $3,270 for trash bags to give to income eligible recipients, $8,500 to install 5 trash cans in high traffic areas in the community, $1,500 for DJ and entertainment, $1,500 for giveaways and incentives to participants, $2,000 for refreshments and drinks, and $750 for applications and so forth. In closing, I want to thank you all for inviting me here today. The Astor D. Rice Foundation wholeheartedly looks forward to developing a partnership with the city of Binghamton.
Thank you. Questions? Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm very familiar with the streets that you're targeting because I go there to 11 Fayette Street every week to Samaritan House. And I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And that neighborhood has only gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And, you know, I applaud your efforts and it's a wonderful idea. But sadly, I think that the city is, you know, we have to get the help of the city to partner with some of those properties, specifically 160 Holly, and then I think 5, 7, and 9 Fayette. And then across the street, I forget what those are, even number, but it's just unbelievable.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of you have been down there. I don't know who the representative is for that district, but it's just astonishing to see the, you know, the deterioration of those buildings and the trash. And but it's the city, and there has to be something with public works and code And I think this is wonderful, but I just hate to see it be, a futile effort if there isn't other action taken. Because it's just incredible that the city has allowed these properties to be the way they are. I encourage all of you to just drive those few streets. And I hope that we can support you in any way we can. And please come to Samaritan House and talk to us, and we'll help you the best we can there too.
Thank you.
Adding to what she said, I live in the first ward and I live in an area of the first ward that is pretty beat up as well. So I do sympathize with you. And I was wondering what kind of community outreach you have right now. Or have you been able to let people in that area know that you're there?
Yes, actually, we have gone down ourselves. My brother and I and other family friends and people in the community have done a cleanup and have done a lot of outreach, particularly over the summertime. And still to this day, we've been going down there and just reaching out to the people, trying to find out what their needs are and how we can support them.
And have you had a positive reaction?
Actually, yes. Over the summer, we went down 2 days in a row. And by the second day, we actually distributed trash bags. By the second day, we had people coming out, sweeping up their yards, wanting better. So I think they just feel unheard and unsupported, but just giving a little hope, I do think we can make a difference.
Working together as a community would help too, because that was what was one of Binghamton's greatest treasures, was that we felt like we were part of a community. And I don't think that's the same anymore with a lot of people.
And
They
that-
feel isolated. So that's why I think it's great what you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you.
And
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have an office in Binghamton?
So we are newly established, and actually, to be honest, we've been in works with St. Mary's in an attempt to buy their recreation center for quite some time. The deal has not gone through yet, but we are still diligently working towards getting headquarters. We really want it to be in the downtown area, but there's very limited buildings down there for us to operate out of. We're working with some realtors and some different people to really, because we really want to focus on that area.
St. Mary's.
Can I
Perfect.
give a suggestion? I work at the Noma Community Center. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have.
So maybe we should exchange contact information and we can probably work together.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Have you gotten a hold of the councilman on that side of town or council lady or
No,
to work
actually,
with them? I mean,
no, we haven't yet. We have sat down with the mayor and talked with him and had meetings, and he has been very supportive of some of our ideas. So we are in talks with,
maybe your next step should be the council
okay, we'll.
person over there, because I don't know how that will help, but that's what they're there for,
Okay.
I think, right?
Yeah, the entire council should know about what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, they do
I-
different cleanups everywhere,
Mhm.
so.
I represent that district for this committee, the 4th district. My name is Ebony Hato. I can also give you my contact information offline, but I think it's a great initiative. We were actually, some of us on this committee were championing for a similar type program to be put into the budget. So I think we'll take strong consideration in thinking about your program.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think your dad must be very proud.
I know he is. He doesn't have it now, but he loved that community and he worked very hard for all the families in that community. So
Thank you.
it's just a blessing to be able to.
It's much
do
needed
the
in the
same.
city. We need to bring it back. So thank you.
Thank you.
My brother played ball with King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deb, just come on.
Welcome to the neighborhood, back again, 25-year plus resident of Center City. When we have a council member that's in the second term, I guess I was spoiled when Terry Paleschi was our council person. And on Friday, going out of town and Sunday night coming back in, there was a drive-by. And any code issues were written up and brought to the attention of the office on Monday morning. Residents haven't given up. There's some of us who are old timers who are what you would say working behind the scenes with Department of Public Works. We lost Bernice, she's over in purchasing. But with a phone call, we're able to secure regular street sweeping for downtown that had been lacking. Had contacted the Binghamton University Director for Fraternities and Sororities. If anybody's seen the red Solo Cup, I think we should take stock in that, but hopefully that is now being addressed. So there's a lot of reach out and would love to help you with that. One of our most effective has been Septed. There's 2 properties that I've been working on Hawley Street that have been close to a year now as far as garbage. Also having DPW, if it's not in proper bags and it's out incorrectly, that they get a yellow tag that then goes to the property owner. They have 24 hours to pick that up. If it is not, then it's picked up and that cost is added to the property owner's taxes. So there are mechanisms in place. It's just a matter of asking for those services. You would think we shouldn't have to ask, but it's something that there's an entire city. So we need to help them do their jobs, and working with the community is something that's important. For me, it's been 20+ years. You have the ebb and flow. So I think that pulling together, we can and will bring the shine back to Center City. So I have every encouragement of that. And we have right now, just as an FYI, a few landlords that have bought up property within the last 2 years that are not as attentive and have been brought before the city as well as the police department to answer for their actions. We need to have a stronger bond with code enforcement. So I would encourage my fellow committee members when we have that code enforcement meeting to address and ask those questions. How, why, and what can we do? Because according to the new funds being spent, we have a housing council as an attorney for the city, and they're having a housing court that is addressing the issues if they have not been fixed. So it's basically learning the system and where to go for help. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to assist with you. All eyes and ears can help.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Okay,
And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
The Binghamton Adult Education.
Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Hello.
My name is Aral Marriott. I'm the program manager for adult education for Binghamton Adult Education and Binghamton City School District.
Can you wait just a moment until all of
Sure.
our members are back?
Absolutely.
We are very hands-on.
Yes.
I love this committee, like we really care.
Mhm. Yeah, this is.
Really? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We speak to the mayor, not only. Good. If you, yeah, I can, I could tell it. Very easy. Very awesome. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you for your patience, sir. We appreciate
Sure.
it.
Once again, good evening, and thank you guys for giving us this opportunity to advocate for the citizens of Binghamton. Like as I said, my name is Oral Marriott. I'm the program manager for adult education for Binghamton Adult Education and Binghamton School District. I'm here to continue to advocate for the out-of-school youth of the city of Binghamton. It's been a huge benefit for the support that we have received in the past from the grants that the city has provided since 2017, if I remember right. And so that's my first thing is to say thank you guys, and then to talk a little bit about the program, and then I have a story, a success story to share. So basically, the out-of-school youth program came as a result of the gap that is created between K through 12 and adult education. The state funds K through 12, and it actually also funds adult education, but the state considers adult education to begin at age 21. Part of the reasoning for that was to prevent individuals wanting to drop out of high school. And while the intentions was great, unfortunately, still young people drop out of high school, and in some cases did not have that opportunity at all. I'll explain that one in a little bit. But so our out-of-school youth program is designed to help young people ages 18 through 20 prepare and to get the skills they need to take and pass the GED exam and earn a New York State high school equivalency diploma. We also provide English second language skills training, and in a lot of cases now to help students to learn English in order to prepare to take the GED exam. We help young people with job skills, resume skills, and a lot of different areas of their life that sometimes they need a simple thing as learning how to take an interview. Oftentimes these skills are have been neglected along the way. The story though that I wanted to share with you guys, because I think it's while I can advocate for the program, I think it's important to share what the funding that we have received for this year has done and the benefits of it. And this story might make me a little emotional, so forgive me. So I shared this story. This is an immigrant story. We partner also with the American Civic Association. So my GED program meets at the United Presbyterian Church on Chenango Street. My ESL program meets at the American Civic Association. We rent space from them in an effort to try to support each other. So the young person that I want to share about, I'll call her Mina. Mina is an 18-year-old young lady that is from Afghanistan. And I'm sure you guys are all aware of what happened in Afghanistan. You've all seen the images of Kabul airport. Mina was one of those individuals. She came to America with a backpack and the clothes on her back, and that's it. No money, that's it. And it moves me because, you know, when you come to America, you don't know what to expect. You're coming from a country of oppression. You're coming from an environment where you're told you're less than a person. You don't get educated. You pretty much have to stay at home. She came at 18. Unfortunately, she could not be enrolled in Binghamton School District because she's too old. She also didn't know English too well. She couldn't be taken care of by the state funds because she's not 21. So she's in that gap. I had the pleasure of meeting her, and I thought, what a wonderful individual that had so much potential. I could see the potential, not at first, but I learned the potential. We helped her to learn English using the funds that is provided by the Out of School Youth Grant. We also helped her to prepare for the GED test. Very bright, very determined. She overcome many obstacles to learn US history, which is not taught in Afghanistan. Or
Afghan history is not taught in Afghanistan either, so, yeah.
yes, exactly. Reading, writing, math, science. She took her GED test, struggled with the US history portion, didn't pass that portion on the first try, came back, wept. We did our best to build her up, patch her back together. I worked with her personally, vouched for her to get identification with the sheriff's department so she could get to take the GED test. And a couple of weeks ago, she passed her final section. And I pretty much almost wept. I literally almost wept because I could feel the weight of having that person's life rescued from, just what I thought was misery and given an opportunity to succeed. Mina went from a girl and, a nobody in Afghanistan to getting a New York State high school equivalency diploma, getting a driver's license. Young women in Afghanistan do not drive. Okay, she has a New York State driver's license. She works as a job at Weiss. Women in Afghanistan are not likely to have jobs. She also is now enrolled to the spring semester at Stony Brook, which we also worked hard to get. The state has barriers where you can't take the test till you're 19. Once I realized her potential, I did what I needed to do to petition the state to remove that waiver, because I was determined that she would not be held up till 19 because of politics and lose out on the opportunity. So I shared that story because I just wanted you guys to feel the weight and the value that your funding has provided. Your funding has provided an opportunity for someone's life to be changed in a way that's so profound that even I can't quite understand. I think I'm getting a little glimpse. I'm riding off of her high, but even I can't understand how profound that change in her life has been. So anyway, let me move on from the tears and the mushiness, because I almost feel like I adopted her as my own daughter. You know, the day that we told her mother and her brothers and her father, who are also my ESL students, there was crying, joy, jumping, and you know, I will just, it gives me so much motivation to persevere with the young individuals. I have other stories of Binghamton residents, born and raised also, but this was my story to, you know, to celebrate and to, you know, to champion for the city of Binghamton this year. The city of Binghamton has done a fabulous job welcoming immigrants and doing our best to take care of them. No, it's not an easy task, but I think we're doing a very good job doing our best to take care of them. And so I just wanted to say thank you guys for your support. And we plan on plowing forward. We have more to do. Thank you.
Any questions? Michelle?
That's Matt. Typically, our in the out of school youth program, we would serve typically maybe 30 for the year, roughly. There it varies really year to year. It's hard to say when we're going to have you know, more students and when we're not.
How many do you have right now?
Right now, I think we're probably at around 10 for this year. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Deb has a question.
Good
Yes,
evening.
ma'am.
Thank you very much. We've heard your presentations in past years. Thank you. Doing great work. My question is, what efforts are being done to help publicize your program and network with other community organizations to possibly increase your attendance? Could you please address that?
Sure. So currently we purchase advertising space on BC Transit buses. We, like I said, we work with other partner agencies. We work with ACA, Cornell Cooperative, we work with Vines, we work with as many people as we possibly can. We also, since we're located in the United Presbyterian Church right in downtown Binghamton, we also have the benefit of seeing lots of individuals coming in for nutritional support, and they're able to see that we have those services there also. Thank you very much.
I spent 9 years in Afghanistan and I still have friends there. So I know
Wow.
exactly what Mina and her family have been delivered from. And it was a wonderful story.
Thank you.
Bisyoze Shakur, as they say in Afghanistan. Thank you very much for what you did for her.
Wow, 9 years in Afghanistan.
And I
That's
know that
perspective.
women have been plunged back into the darkness. So my question though is, what do you do for outreach? I mean, how do you get people to come to your program? There must be many people who would qualify.
Yeah, so a lot of our students come from Binghamton School District. They are individuals that have gotten to the age where they can no longer be in the school district.
Are they referred by school district
Right.
personnel?
By high school guidance. Know that we are there to try to reduce the number of dropouts. Though they are still considered dropouts at that point, but the problem of having nowhere to go, students know that, yes, there is somewhere to go. And most of our students come to us from reference from high school guidance. Some of our students also come from Department of Social Services. We work very closely with the Broome Department of Social Services. Young individuals, when they do not have a diploma, are often not able to find work. And the Department of Social Services refers quite a few individuals to my program. We track them, do our very best to help them. Since they may be applying for benefits, part of that agreement will be, okay, so you have to attend school. You have to show some sort of progress to not be in the same cycle of needing help.
Do you work with the labor people up at the mall as well?
Not as much as the individuals that are on Main Street in the main DSS office. We do also work with to a lesser extent with the guys at the mall. In those situations, it's usually afterward to try to help them find work once they get their diploma. I believe the guys at the mall are more connecting with industry, and the individuals on Main Street are usually intervening in a crisis situation where they're helping to keep young
But people are
from
becoming
being
more aware of
homeless.
your program. The word is spreading.
Yeah, I know most of the social workers at the Department of Social Services and the guidance people and a lot of other people around town, unfortunately.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any
have
other
a question.
Go ahead, Brandy.
Do you
Sure.
prepare your students? I know you help me now, but do you prepare all of your students for college, or is it just GED?
So it's twofold. Yes, my first priority is to help them to prepare them to pass the GED. Then after that, the conversation is, what do you do now? In some cases, and recently, in most cases, it is to go to college. In some cases, it's to go to BOCES trade school, or in other cases, it's a job referral. Actually, most of the time, my first conversation with someone before they even start the GED process is, what do you want to do with it? What are you going to do afterward? I have, I can think of one young man who, we were able to help get his GED. And then I referred him to Binghamton School District's Human Resource with a recommendation, and he's working for Binghamton City School District.
Wow.
So I'm always, part of my job is recruiting also. I'm always looking for my next hire for either Binghamton School District or another one of the many employers that we work with in the city of Binghamton. Yeah. So
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
thank you very much,
We
guys.
appreciate it.
Do appreciate all of your help.
Have a good day. Good evening.
And Mary Beth from the Boys and Girls Club? Yes. No, he's with me.
Everybody. I'm usually in bed at this time, so No, thank you all. I'm Mary Beth Smith from the Boys and Girls Club. I'm the executive director. And I want to thank you for letting us come in and talk to you about our programs. And thank you for all the support you've given us in the past. The first one is the After Hours program. And I must say, I've been at the Boys and Girls Club for almost 40 years. And I would say this is one of the best programs that we do. We are going into our 5th or 6th year. And it came about from the staff. The kids would leave, the teenagers. It's obviously the after school program is for teenage, or the after hours, excuse me, is for teenagers. It's Friday and Saturday nights. And I remember staff sitting down and saying, you know, we close at 7:30 on a Friday night and early on Saturday. And especially the Friday night, then the staff would go home and they'd see the teens all over the city of Binghamton hanging out on the streets and just in areas that they shouldn't be. And we know that having them stay with us later on Friday and Saturdays, we know that we are keeping them from things that are out there that we don't want them involved in. We certainly don't want them involved with violence and drugs and crime. And, you know, we're even trying to keep them away from premature sexual activity, just keeping them in a positive environment and keeping them safe. And they really feel pretty special when they're in the after hours program because the whole club is for them. They don't have the little kids. They don't have the middle school kids. They just have the little kids. And, you know, if a word that we don't normally let them use slips out, nobody goes crazy because it's a teen environment. I'm sure many of you especially remember your teen years and, you know, you wanted to just kind of be free. And we don't, you know, the staff is not watching their every single move. You know, if they want to have a conversation with their girlfriend, 2 girls talking, the guys talking, or playing a video game, that's what we're there for. You know, we want them to want to be there. We don't want them to be hanging out on the streets. But we also feel that this is a great program to teach the kids certain things like being out in public, because with the after hours program, with the City of Binghamton funding and some other individual donors, we're able to take them out to restaurants. And would you believe that some of the teens before this program, they didn't go out to eat. They didn't go to the Chinese buffets, which they love. And I don't know if the restaurants want us back because they like to eat. You know, we teach them how to, you know, you sit there, especially at a buffet, you know, you don't touch everything, you stay back, you wait your turn, you know, they didn't do that. And so we're giving them that experience, which they love. We've taken them to Yankee games. I've never been to a Yankee game. These kids, because of this program and because of some other funding from individuals, they went to a Yankees game. They had an amazing time. They got spending money. They got to eat there. They just loved it. We've taken them to overnights at water parks. And for that one, the kids had to earn it. They had to be passing every single grade in school, every class. And again, this is just a program where the teens are allowed to have fun. The after hours program, Friday and Saturday nights, we do not do homework. We do not do power hour. It's for them to have fun, enjoy themselves, and to watch the staff who they adore. They're their mentors and they see how they do. They see how they treat people. And that's what the after hours is all about. And we certainly appreciate your funding. I remember the day I sat in the mayor's office about 5 years ago talking about this program. And I'm just so glad it was something that the city wanted to fund. And I hope you will continue that. So now, would you like me to go on to the other programs and questions?
I think it might be good if we ask questions now and then
Sure.
with the other 2 programs. Are there any questions about the teen after hours program? The only question I would have, Mary Beth, is how many kids do you usually see?
We usually get, before COVID, we would be seeing about 30, 35 would stay. Right now, we're at about 19 to 25, but the numbers will get back up. We still have some parents who are concerned with COVID and we are too, because we still do get it. But on majority of the time, we're seeing 25 to 30 kids. And we do take them home. I didn't even mention that. We don't just open the doors at 10:30. We take them home in our vans. So, and they go right to their homes.
Any other questions? Okay, go ahead to
Okay.
the next one.
All right, our summer program, another great program. We all know that the kids need to be in a place when school is not in session. And this funding from the city of Binghamton allows 47 kids whose families would not be able to afford the summer program. The summer program is the only program that it's a fee paying program. Normally, our kids just pay the membership fee of $65 and they attend for the whole school year. The summer program, because it's an all-day program, we charge $425 for 9 weeks. And when you do the math on that, it's very cheap childcare. But still, there are kids who cannot afford it. And those are the kids that need to be with us. Those are the kids who are used to going to school and having breakfast and lunch and dinner. And when there's no school, they may just be at home. We don't know really what they're doing. And we know at the club, they're getting a snack when they get there, or breakfast, then they get a snack, they get lunch, they get a snack, and they go on all kinds of field trips. And we do, again, the summer is, we don't avoid education, but we don't, obviously, they're not doing homework, but reading is big during the summer. Field trips, we take them out almost every day, either to Rec Park to go swimming, to Camp Sertoma to go swimming. They go bowling, they go to Skate Estate, they go to the state parks. We take these kids on trips that they would not normally get to. And, you know, all kids deserve it. And even though some of the families just aren't able to do it for them, that's our job. Our kids will say we are their second home, or we are their home away from home. And I certainly do believe that. And especially where we are in the first ward, a neighborhood that I have seen changed a great deal since the Boys and Girls Club have been there. Although I will say, before the Boys and Girls Club was there, I wasn't there too often, but I love what I'm seeing there. But another reason why this funding is so important is the kids who cannot afford the summer program live in our neighborhood. And it was breaking my heart and the staff's heart to see all these little kids at the Boys and Girls Club for the summer, playing on the playground, running around, getting on the vans, doing all these things. And they're looking in from outside. They're looking in through our fences and wondering, why can we not be there? That didn't last too long. We just did everything we possibly could do to bring them in. You know, I would bring them in even if we didn't have any funding, because you just couldn't do that to these little ones. But now with this funding, 47 kids, City of Binghamton kids, many of them right from our neighborhood, come to the Boys and Girls Club. And it's amazing. And I just hope you want to see to fund that again. And I'd love to double it, but I know, you know, we asked for many programs, but this is another amazing program that I hope the city will continue to fund.
Question? Michelle?
It is wonderful work that you
Thank
do
you.
there. Wasn't there something just in the news recently about, did you get another grant just recently
From the city,
or from the state? It kind of came in on the tail end of it, but it seemed like it was a new source of funding for you.
we just received from the city of Binghamton, from the mayor's office, to get new lights in the gym, new lights outside, new gym floor, and a new van. Other funding, I don't,
It must be what it was today.
yeah, that, because we did have a press conference and everything. Other than that, I don't recall any other funding lately. So, yeah,
Okay.
but that's great too. Yes.
Okay, thank
Mhm.
you.
Yes.
Mary Beth,
Yeah.
how many kids would you say you know, you said you let kids in even if they're not part of the program. Are there many kids that you know about who are not able to take advantage?
Well, what I was saying is that was before this funding. Those
Okay.
were the kids, and we would just let them in. Yeah, there would be, I probably 2 or 3 summers in a row would let 10 or 15 kids. We just didn't get paid for them.
So
So
you feel
Mhm.
that you're you're meeting the needs that you see.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
With this funding, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I would not be able to continue to do that, obviously, especially now when, staffing is, to get the staff that you really need now, you really have to start paying a little bit better. It's very difficult, and I'm sure in all fields to get employees. I know it is for us, but this funding definitely allows for us to bring the children in who need it for the summer. Yeah. And these kids go to the regular program during the year. That's another reason why you hate to, when we say, okay, the spring program is over, we won't see you now till the fall. You just can't do that. Those kids look at you and say, well, this is our Boys and Girls Club, and we refer to them as our kids, and then we tell them they can't come in. You just can't do that. But this funding has eliminated that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Deb?
Mary Beth, how many years has this particular summer program been going on?
Let's see. I would say when we moved into that new building, about 11 to 12 years.
11 to 12 years.
Yeah.
The one thing that concerns me each time when you have come since I've been on the commission, it's been a 100% ask.
Mhm.
Usually as a program continues, that 100% goes down a bit. Is there any parent involvement as far as a $5 or $10, copay? Has there been any fundraising to assist so it's not a 100% ask?
Well, the parents do still have to pay the $65 membership fee. We have found that the parents will just keep the kids home. And that's not a good thing either, because some of these kids should not be home alone. As far as fundraising and trying to get other funding, we do fundraising. As a matter of fact, we have a major one tomorrow. But it's still to keep our budget, to be able to keep everything in operation. We could not afford that right now. To say that we would try and do more fundraising, I'd like to say that, but you can do just so much. People are going to support just so many things. I've never been told that what you just said, Deb. I didn't realize, we've always just applied for these programs. We've got the funding, and I certainly feel that it's certainly something that is needed in this community. We're talking about little children who could otherwise be home alone. So it's something I would certainly keep in the back of my mind and think maybe how could we raise more money for this, but right now raising money is very difficult. Anytime is, but especially now it's very, very difficult with what everybody is going through and cutbacks and all. So I will continue to think about that though. Absolutely.
Just a final follow-up. Is there any other grant source that is in the neighborhood for this type of activities and age group for you? Is there anything through the state?
There's a lot of for like the after school licensed daycare programs, and we do get that, but those are for the school programs in the school. The summer program at the Boys and Girls Club is not a registered licensed program. It does not need to be. But the school program, so if there is money available through the state or any other area, any other venue, we will apply for it. The summer program would not qualify for any state money as far as licensed daycare. So we are not a licensed daycare. We are a recreation and educational program.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're
It's an
welcome.
important clarification.
Deb.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, so the teen center. I'm going to start with a quick story. A little while ago, I was standing down at the membership desk. All the kids have to come in and they have to sign in. And I'm just standing there watching, and this young boy, David, comes in, young teenager, and he has 3 little boys with him. And I just stood there and I watched, and I heard David say to the lady at the desk, these are my brothers. Could you please make sure they get signed up for dinner? And please make sure they get their homework done and go in power hour. And he says, and they cannot leave the building. And I will be upstairs if they need me. He was going up to the teen center. And I thought, wow, that's a huge responsibility for a young boy to have to take care of his 3 brothers after school. And I thought, most teenagers at that time are going home maybe, or they're on a basketball or football team, or they're going to the club to play basketball, or they're hanging out with their buddies. And I'm thinking, wow, the teen center is providing a really nice place for this young teenager. He can go, he can play basketball, he can do his homework, he can be on the computer, he can have dinner, he can hang out with his buddies. And at the same time, he's fulfilling his responsibility to a single mom. Those kids were great downstairs. And when I heard him say, make sure they're on the dinner list, they do their homework and do not leave the building, which they can anyways, I just thought, wow, for a 14 or 15-year-old, that is amazing. So what is the teen center? The teen center is a place for teenagers who, again, they can go, they can be themselves. It's just for them. No little kids are up there. But during the regular hours, it is homework. It is reading. It is getting things done for school. It is preparing for school. It's thinking about your future. It's thinking about your jobs after high school. It's thinking about graduating on time. And that's what we're doing there. That's what we are doing. And we are teaching them responsibility. We're teaching them about the community, civic engagement and civic involvement. We want them to know. We tell them. The teens know, and they will tell you. The after hours, the teen center, we get money from the city. We get money from United Way. And so we teach them it's time for us to give back too. So they will be out there. They do cleanups in the park. They do cleanups around the club. These young teens, we're even teaching them to raise money. They will do shredding events. They will do car washes. And they go out and they take care of everything. So our job in the teen center is getting done. The biggest thing that we want to do is make sure these teens are ready for after the Boys and Girls Club, because it's not going to last forever for them. But I will say right now we have 3 staff members who grew up at the club and they've come back. 2 of them are full-time, who are professional staff members. So I think we do a pretty good job in the teen center. I think we do a pretty good job at the club. Thank you.
How do the kids find out about you?
How did they find out?
Yeah.
We have so many family members too. I mean, like we'll have little kindergarten, we'll have teens, so it's in the family. Schools, we send flyers to schools. We're in the paper a lot, good things, positive things about our program. We really don't have to really advertise too much because they just come to us. But those are the things that we would do, is mainly the schools, letting them know what we're doing, because some of the schools drop kids off at the bus or at the club. So yeah.
How many kids do you get? How many kids do you get at the center?
Usually we have around 75 to 80 a day. And then we're also in the schools too, which is not funded by the city, but we do get, we have after school programs in the city, Binghamton city schools. So we serve kids there too. Yeah. And we're getting back to the pre-COVID numbers, and that's nice. That's really very nice. So, yeah.
Well, I say it every year, but the ward is a lot safer place now that you're there.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm amazed. I love looking out, we go out and walk around now. We have the pavilion there that the
Yeah.
city of Binghamton and United Way funded. And, we tell the kids, you guys can come use this. Tell your families to let us know. That was one of the things we did. So that people in the first ward who might want to have a picnic and they may not have transportation. Well, there's a pavilion there. There's a playground there. So,
And it's always neat,
yeah, yeah.
always playing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
First of all, I don't know if anybody knows, but I love community stuff for kids. Like, I love it. But I want to know, like, so during your teen center, when the older brother is upstairs, what's going on with the little ones? Like, is that something different?
No, and it's pretty much, they have arts and crafts, power hour, which is our homework. It's tutoring, mentoring, reading with the kids, doing their homework. We even have in the teen center, excuse me, 2 certified teachers who come in once a week. Each of them come in once a week to work on the homework with the kids. But the little kids downstairs, they go in the gym, they have computer time, they have reading time, they have arts and crafts, we have music. We have game rooms where they can play like ping pong and things like that. So yeah, they do pretty much what the teens do, but just age appropriate.
So is it like 2 different programs? Is it like you have teenagers upstairs and then you have like, does it have a different name or?
No, it's all
You
the
just-
Boys and Girls Club, but the upstairs is the teen center.
And then you babysit the siblings?
Well, they they just come and they are just playing. They're in their groups, the little kids. Downstairs, it's 5 to 12,
Mhm.
and they do their thing. The story I told you, that was a one
Oh.
thing. That was just a one. Yeah, that was
Oh.
just one
It
young
sound-
teen.
It sounds really familiar because I'm the oldest and my mother,
Mhm.
my mother, she actually fostered her siblings' children. So I had to watch my siblings
yeah.
and my little cousins.
Yeah.
And we went to the date, after school or camp, we all went together, but it was like,
Yeah.
I still had to watch them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm like,
Yeah. But now if you come to the club as a teenager and then you have younger siblings, you're not together.
oh,
The
okay.
teens have
That's
to
what-
be
yeah,
up,
that's
yeah.
what-
Teens have to be
yeah,
upstairs.
so you get
Little
a
kids are
break.
downstairs. Yeah.
That's
Excuse me.
nice.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. And thank you for all the funding you've given us. I hope you will consider it again this year. So, alrighty. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, everybody.
You can go to bed now.
Oh, we have a fundraiser tomorrow.
Oh,
yes,
good luck. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Steve, when's our next meeting? Okay, so for everybody, our next meeting is, you'll be, yeah. Safe travels, my friend. December 14th will be our next meeting, and then the 28th of December will finish out the year. Okay. Can we do a quick attendance, and then I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, starting with Deb?
Deborah Hogan, a mayor appointee.
Brandy Brown, District 3.
Ebony Hato, District 4.
Kenya Middleton, mayor appointee.
Mary Ann Callahan, First Ward.
Michelle O'Loughlin, 5th District.
Marilyn Austin, 6th District. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Thank you. We are adjourned. See you in December.
Adjourned.